Welcome to the Gym Success Podcast. A big welcome to all of our listeners out there. Whether you're a gym owner, an operator, a manager, a salesperson, an entrepreneur, or a personal trainer, we're glad you're here. And hey, for you folks looking to open a new gym, acquire one, or you just need some working capital, we can provide funding options up to $500K. It's unsecured, no restrictions on use. Just check us out at fmconsulting.net. Today, we're going to walk you through a fantastic white paper by jthomas, and our goal is to give you some real, actionable insights you can use right away.
So let's just dive right in with a question that I bet hits close to home for a lot of you. You ever look at your budget, you see all this cash flowing out for advertising, but when you look at the new member numbers, they're just not budging? It's a super common and, let's be honest, an incredibly frustrating problem to have.
And right here, according to jthomas, is the root cause of that frustration. The problem, most of the time, is that we fail to see marketing and sales as two completely different things. We kind of lump them together, but they're not the same. And getting that distinction right, well, that's the key to unlocking some serious growth.
So let's frame this. Let's call it the gym growth problem. It's not that you aren't working hard or spending money. It's that all your efforts can feel, well, disconnected. Like you have two parts of an engine that just aren't meshing together correctly.
And here are the symptoms. See if any of these sound familiar. Maybe you've got a killer sales team, but they're just sitting around because they have no one to talk to. Or maybe the marketing team is sending leads over, but sales complains that they're no good. And then the blame game starts, right? Marketing points at sales points at marketing. And you, the owner, are just left wondering why all this spending isn't actually growing the business.
Okay, so let's break this down piece by piece, starting with the first engine, marketing. The absolute best way to think about marketing, and Jim puts it perfectly, is to picture it as a giant magnet for your business. Its entire job is to pull people in your direction.
So a bit more formally, your marketing organization is the engine that generates awareness. It's everything you do to let people know you exist, to get them interested in what you offer, and, really importantly, to establish your credibility so they trust you.
And its role breaks down into four key jobs. First, you've got to attract attention. That's your ads, your SEO, your social media. Second, you have to shape perception. This is your brand, your story, your culture. What do people think of when they hear your name? Third, and this is so crucial, it's about generating qualified leads. Not just any lead, but people who are genuinely a good fit. And finally, marketing is about building those long-term relationships through things like newsletters and retention efforts.
All right, so let's flip to the other side of the coin. If marketing is the magnet that pulls people in, then sales is all about taking action. This is where the revenue gets driven.
Your sales organization is where all that awareness and interest that marketing built gets turned into actual paying members. It's the part of your business that is purely focused on closing deals and guiding those interested prospects to make a buying decision.
The role of your sales team is super direct. Their job is to convert those leads into members. Full stop. They do this by making a personal connection, driving that tangible revenue that keeps the lights on, and also, a great sales team will find opportunities to upsell and cross-sell things like personal training or nutrition coaching.
And this right here, this slide brings us to the most critical distinction of all. Marketing creates demand. It makes people aware and interested. Sales captures that demand. I love this analogy. Marketing prepares the soil, tilling the ground and planting the seeds. Sales is the harvest. If you confuse the two, you're essentially trying to harvest a field you never bothered to plant.
Okay, so the difference is clear now, right? But how do we actually put this into practice? Let's talk about building these two separate, distinct engines inside your gym business.
So, for your marketing organization, it all starts with structure. You need a consistent marketing calendar, so you're not just throwing stuff out there randomly. You got to invest in the right tools, like SEO and email automation. You absolutely have to track every dollar and measure your return on investment, know what's working. And finally, someone has to own it. Assign clear responsibility for your digital presence.
Now, for your sales organization, structure is just as critical. You need established sales processes, you need scripts, no more winging it on every gym tour, hold daily huddles and weekly training to keep the team sharp. You have to track your key performance indicators, or KPIs, like your tour-to-sale conversion rate. And finally, you have to incentivize your staff based on results, not just for being busy.
So what happens when you do this? When you build both of these systems the right way and they start working together, in harmony? Well, my friends, this is where the magic really happens.
You get to move away from those chaotic up and down months. Instead, you create a growth machine, one that is predictable and sustainable. You actually know that if you put a certain amount of effort into marketing, you can reliably predict the amount of sales that will come out on the other side. That's a game changer. Let's look at a quick real-world example from the source material. Imagine your new, well-oiled marketing machine launches a 21-day jumpstart campaign. It works like a charm, generating 150 qualified leads. That's the magnet doing its job perfectly.
And then, the sales engine kicks into high gear. Because they have a process, they follow up immediately, they book the tours, they know what to say, and boom, they convert 30% of those leads. That's 45 brand new members. That is the direct result of marketing and sales working together seamlessly.
So let's boil this entire thing down to the simplest, most powerful takeaway. Marketing's job is to bring people in. Sales' job is to bring money in. Both are absolutely essential, and neither one can truly succeed without the other.
And this is really the ultimate goal, isn't it? It's not just about keeping the doors open. As Jim says, when you get these two powerful engines humming in perfect sync, your gym doesn't just survive, it's set up to dominate your market.
If building these kinds of systems feels like the right next step for your gym, you can reach out directly to Jim Thomas for some expert help. His number is 214-629-7223, and his email is jthomas@fmconsulting.net.
And while you're building that growth engine, be sure to check out our sponsor, Gym Business Manager. They've got the best gym software to help you run your facility smoothly. Check them out at gymbusinessmanager.com. So, the next time you're reviewing your budget, don't just ask yourself, is our advertising working? Instead ask, are we planting the seeds or are we just hoping for a harvest? The answer will tell you everything you need to know.